After covering nearly every facet of Coraline, I'm about to cover the rats because why not? Hey guys, hopefully I'm telling you welcome back to the Fangirl. I'm still McGann and I'm here with part number 874 of these Coraline theories? I mean, there's been a lot. But I do owe you guys an apology because I asked you guys to snail mail me your Coraline questions and a lot of you did. And then I got distracted from writing and overloaded from recording and, well, I've just taken forever to get back to these. Sorry about that. But I am here now, so if you sent me a letter and I got it, I promise you I am still gonna cover it. Just keep being patient with me, okay? So this video is thanks to Sarah from Anchorage, Alaska, and Karolina, maybe Karolina? I'm sorry, I don't know which way. From Minto Park, California, both of whom sent me letters asking about the rats. Both Karolina and Sarah had a particular interest in the rats song. Now hear me out, even though Coraline is actually the book that made me throw up my hands and say, that's it, books and movies are alternate universes, they're not the same thing, they don't match up and they never will. This is one of those situations where I actually have to go look into the book because the movie rats just are not adequate. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean it. You're so cute in your little costume. But yes, I actually do mean it. In the movie, the rats spend a lot of time disguised as these adorable little mice, which means it's not so unreasonable that any kid would see them and be smitten enough to follow them down a rabbit hole portal into a Japanese demon's pocket dimension. But really, until the cat comes along in the movie and reveals that the cutie little mice are actually nasty old rats that are filled with sawdust, there's not a whole lot going on with them. To the contrary though, the book and the graphic novel both depict the rats as rats the entire time. And not only does that not bother Coraline because she's super hardcore and all, but the rats actually communicate and not like some Mickey Mouse bantery chit chat, they sing. And it's a pretty disturbing song. Personally, I can't help but imagine it in 1970s Hobbit style. We have teeth and we have tails. We have tails, we have eyes. We were here before you fell. You will be here when we rise. Do you have goosebumps yet? Because those lyrics are creepy! And it says that Coraline is certain she's heard this song before, but she's not sure where or when. And how is it that a movie that already used 2 original songs skipped over this one from the book? But whatever, let's dissect what the rats are saying. We have teeth and we have tails. We have tails, we have eyes. That seems pretty standard. I mean, after all, rats do have teeth, tails, and eyes, so check, check, check. We were here before you fell, and that's where it gets really puzzling. There's a lot that this could mean. The rats could be using we, as in we the rats, saying that they were here before mankind fell. And since mankind hasn't fallen yet, it kind of implies that they're there to kind of watch it happen. Or quite literally, we were here before you fell could mean that Coraline is marked to be doomed. And you know, since the rats are singing in the first place, they might be a real supernatural entity. The book kind of writes them off as a dream, but then the rats are in the other world, so there is kind of evidence there that they're not a dream, they're not part of Coraline's fantasy world, and that they do exist and they have visited her multiple times. Because remember, book Coraline doesn't have the doll or Wybie. Instead, the other mother uses rats for her spies, and they are not revealed to be filled with sawdust. So that means either these rats are sentient and they work as the Beldam's minions, or the other mother just conjured them up like everything else in the other world, so they're puppets to do her bidding. Either way though, they're probably not the real kind of rats that you would find in the sewer, which means the we they sing about could mean the beldam and her kind. And I have all sorts of theories on there being previous beldams and things like that, so you know, go check out the playlist if you haven't already. And even if you don't agree that there's more other folk out in the world, I mean, you know, if you're a supernatural entity that can control multiple beings at once, maybe you do refer to yourself as we. Then the song ends with, you will be here when we rise. It's so ominous. And if we do make the assumption that the rats aren't actually rats, but just extensions of the beldam herself, then that rise they're mentioning would refer to the beldam or other folk in general. Really though, in context, it seems like a warning that Coraline will be taken. And perhaps they mean that Coraline's ghost will be watching the other mother rise to new strengths and powers once she gets Coraline's soul. Because keep in mind, the wording is not "you were here when we rose," it's "you will be here when we rise." So the ascent to full power has not happened yet. What if Coraline was the last soul that the other mother needed to be able to leave the other world and go into the physical world? Like, she collected these kids and their souls gave her power, but she was just shy of reaching her over 9,000 point. Note to self, another theory idea for later. Also, since I changed the context halfway through the song, it may be worth noting that the beldam's final form, or at least the final form we get to see, might also match the description of "we have teeth and we have tails, we have tails, we have eyes." Now, of course, if we look at the beldam as being multiple beings at once, then easy, the beldam can have every feature that the rats are singing about through her different puppets. However, even when looking at just our dear other mother, she does only show us her button eyes, which curiously have 4 holes in each button so that, you can sew the thread through. That means, technically, those 8 little holes could be 8 little eyes like a spider has. And the beldam certainly has teeth, no question there. The tail part may be a bit of a stretch, but look at the way her dress flows by the end. It's as if she has several tails flowing there. And really, it is debatable whether or not that dress is made out of actual fabric or if it's an extension of the other mother's body. The dress does mutate with the beldam, so that seems to suggest that she's controlling the clothing just like she's controlling what she looks like. And that would mean that her dress is more like a skin that the beldam can adapt to her will. So yeah, arguably she has tails too. And the rats do come back multiple times and the song changes a little bit. Later on in the book they say, "We are small, but we are many, we are many, we are small. We were here before you rose, we will be here when you fall." And again, based on what you believe the beldam is and how you take the word "we" of all the tiny little words to dissect here, that could either be very literal, covering the rats, or going in line with everything else I've been trying to say. It's almost suggesting the beldam as a collective, and maybe not even somebody who is projected across multiple beings or who is controlling multiple beings, but who has absorbed multiple beings into their one unit. Although I guess we could interpret the ending bits there of the "we were here before you rose, we will be here when you fall," even to mean the children that the beldam takes her power from, their souls, that they're the ones that made her and that they might be, out and gone soon, although probably not. I still think I like the second song better as the "we, the beldam," because as we all know, by herself, the beldam ain't nothing. She doesn't have her fancy world and her copied body. She has absolutely nothing to her name unless she has souls to power it. So even in that context, the beldam is a "we" because it's not just her soul in there. However, there is at least one rough patch in interpreting this as a royal "we" and not "we the rats." The other mother does a lot of talking in the book, and I don't believe that she ever refers to herself as a "we." Now, maybe that's because she's just playing a game with Coraline and she's smart enough to choose her words carefully, but I will admit that that's a flaw I can't fully cover up. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide what you believe, but I have been saying for a long time now that the beldam uses puppets for everyone in the other world and nobody has free will. So this all does kind of back up that notion pretty well. I also find it really eerie that Coraline knows she has heard that rat song before, even though she just moved to the Pink Palace. Because that would have to mean that these rats and the beldam have stalked Coraline to multiple locations. The beldam didn't find an unhappy child who just happened to move into the wrong house. She can extend her reach and lure in kids from anywhere in the world. And not to get too into myself, but that is also a theory that I've brought up multiple times now. And that would cover a very common question I get about how would the beldam know what Coraline's friends sounded like. It's because she's been following Coraline for a long time. Again, I have hours, literally hours of Coraline theories if anybody wants to deep dive into those. But otherwise, thank you guys for watching, and it might not be reality, but theories are more fun. Derp time! Theory's over, but we're not quite done yet, so hang around if you want to hang around. I did want to make sure that I get it in here somewhere that if you mail me something and there is a return address either on the envelope or inside, I do mail stuff back. And I think I've written back to everybody, but there's been a time or two where my organized piles of to get back to and already got back to all got mixed together when somebody decided to move stuff on my desk without any consent or permission. So if you wrote me something and you didn't hear back, let me know because I would really like to fix that. Seriously, don't be shy. I know people are like, oh, I don't want to put anybody out, but I mean, sometimes mail genuinely gets lost, and I cannot 100% say for sure that I did get back to everybody like I think and hope I did. So I don't want anybody to feel left out. It will not upset me or hurt my feelings. I love you guys. I don't want anybody to be upset that they didn't hear back from me because of some mishap. I'm losing all my air in my lungs. You are also totally welcome to send me your Coraline questions via snail mail. Things get so buried in comments and even emails get so piled up that I don't see a lot of them. But if you do decide you want to write me, I have my P.O. Box address listed on my About tab on the channel page. Just be really patient with me getting to your letter. And before we go, I do want to take the time to kind of read the letters that got sent in so that way you can see where certain dots came from. Okay, Sarah M. wrote me that she never really understood what the rats mean by their song. To make it easier, the song is, "We are small, but we are many, we are many, we are small. We were here before you rose, we will be here when you fall." I get that the book and the movie are two different plot lines. Haha, people listen to me sometimes. Considering your original theory, what do you think their message means? It does change through the book. And again, that was Sarah from Anchorage, Alaska. And then there's Karolina, maybe? I'm still sorry, I don't know which way that goes. And she actually sent a really cute Coraline picture along with it. Isn't that awesome? I love it. But what she had to say was, in the Coraline book, when the rats are chanting, I don't think they are talking about Coraline. I think they're talking about the Bell Dam. Just a thought. Have a good day. Hope you like what I drew for you. And I really do. And oh my gosh, it says have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And I feel so bad that this has taken me so long. First I got completely swarmed with letters, and then I was like, well, I don't want to just do boom, 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 boom Coraline videos, so let me spread this out some. And then I tried posting less to get my stats up, and then we hit COVID and quarantine stuff, so I wasn't doing any work at all. And now it's August and I'm just getting to it, and I'm so sorry, Sarah and Karolina. I still love you, and I hope you're still here and watching to see this video that you guys made possible. But thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you made it all the way through to the end here. Always love those people who help boost those stats up. And I guess I will see you next time, when hopefully in the next video, but if not, in the next Coraline video. Bye! No, come back! My screen left! And of course, if we look at the Bell Dam as being multiple beings at any given time, then of course, you might refer to yourself as we. And perhaps they mean Coraline's ghost will be watching while the Bell Dam rises into power and reaches new heights because she has Coraline's soul now. Might also match the description of we have tails and we have teeth, what is it? However, even when looking at just our dear other mother... Well, family members, we're almost done, but I want to invite you to hang out with me in some other places. I'm on Twitter and Instagram as my own personal self, and I have a Facebook page too, but I mostly just post photos over there. And sometimes people say, hey McGann, I want to mail you something. How do I do that? Easy. Just click the About tab on my channel page, and my most current P.O. Box info will be right there. I also run another channel, The Family. It's really a hodgepodge channel where we might post anything. Oh yeah, and I also sell shirts and stickers and stuff with the Family and the Fangirl logos. If that is your cup of tea, I have a link in every description of every video. Finally, if you want to help out the Fangirl channel and make sure I'm putting out video essays for years to come, the best way you can help is by subscribing and watching more of my videos, whether they're new, old, whatever. Maybe even share one or two on social media, help spread the word. People who watch to the end of videos like you helps to tell the site, hey, this is a good video, we should recommend it to other people. So if you made it this far, leave me a comment of something like, hey, I made it to the end. Love ya. See you next time, family members. Bye.